ones go Productions.
Lights go down, curtains drawn, time to set the scene. Dayvid, Alecia, Kevin on the mic, breaking down the movies you love, day or night, from the classics to the blockbusters, brand new. Every Monday they've got the real review, the real verdict. Grab your seat, it's showtime. Popcorn's ready and the takes are prime. Action, drama, horror, comedy, no scripts unturned. The Real Verdict Podcast, where the spotlight burns. So dim the lights, let the credits roll. It's the real verdict, time to know.
What's up, everybody? Just to let you know, if you stick around at the end, I do throw out a theory real quick. It was after we recorded this episode, I started thinking more about it and about some of the symbolism and stuff like that. So I give that at the end because we didn't really discuss that in this episode. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So when it's over, you you don't shut it off, and maybe you'd be interested in what I have to say at the end. Um, Thank you for checking out this podcast. I really appreciate it.
Hey everybody, this is Dayvid from Down the Rabbit Hole, host of Dayvid Don't Know, and this is The Real Verdict, where three people get together, watch a movie, and dissect the shit out of it. I'm joined by two very beautiful people, holy shit. Alecia Watson from Twisted and Uncorked and Truly Twisted. She is the host of these shows. She's awesome. And we also have Kevin from Where the Weird Ones Are, and also Weird Java in the Morning.
What up?
What up? Let's begin. Hey everybody, it's the movie judge, Dayvid from Down the Rabbit Hole. Today, we're going to watch and critique the movie Weapons. Alecia, do you happen to know what it's about?
Yes. So this 2025 alleged horror movie directed by Zach Kreger it gives us the following description. When all but one child from the same classroom mysteriously vanish on the same night at the exact same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. And I will say that there are mixed reviews out there. It gets a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. And I think Kevin and I have our own ratings. But you get to be the final judge.
Right. That's correct. Thank you. Kevin, do you have a rating for us on this one?
I give it a 5.
A 5.
5 what? 5 what movie theater cheats, Kevin? God damn it.
I give it 5 chocolate snow caps.
Ooh, delicious. I can taste them. Delicious. Alecia?
I'm going to give it 6 Sour Patch Kids.
Wowzers. That's amazing. I really like this movie, and I'm giving it a 9.5. Candy corns up the wazoo. It was really good. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. With no 5, that's what I can say. It's no 5. Are you kidding? Talk to a brother. Let's hear a reason why you think it's a 5, sir.
Mainly because I've seen better. It was extremely predictable. Creatively, I'll give you this. Creatively, it was done well. The camera shots, the angles and shit, that it was done. It was ominous. It did give me jump scares. The jump scares were there. That's why I'm not going any lower than 5. But I did find myself kind of bored through it a little bit. And I was expecting I was expecting, after watching the trailer, I was definitely expecting a different movie.
Okay. Alecia, any thoughts?
Yes. So I did write notes throughout the movie because
Yes.
there's an evolution of your thought process as a movie goes on. And at
Mhm.
one point I wrote, what the fuck? Is this going to be like Donnie Darko where I have no idea what's happening after watching? Because it started really slow. It started really ominous with the child introducing the same way that she did in the trailer with the 2:17 a.m. I'm like, what's going on there? But it felt too slow in the beginning, and I wouldn't say that it felt predictable. I can't say that it felt predictable because there are movie tropes that just make a good horror movie, and yes, this
Right.
horror movie had a lot of those tropes. But I don't know. I thought it had solid potential. It kept me going until the very end, and then I think that they cut it too short, in my opinion. I think that they could have done a better job of the ending overall, which is why I give it a 6 out of 10 because I was invested. I also really liked the different points of views. I thought that was really
Yeah,
well
that
done
was
and really
interesting.
unique. Yeah.
Right.
I haven't seen that in a horror movie before, or like a suspenseful, a thriller of any kind. So I thought that that was a unique aspect that they did at it, which I think is why I'm giving it a little boost over my pal Kevin over here.
I think Kevin has some thoughts on the different storylines. So it was like started off with one character and then it jumped to another character and then it jumped. What are your thoughts on that, Kevin?
I mean, it's a good idea. I think they could have did a better job at it. Not that they didn't do a good job. It's not. I just think that it could have been done a lot better. And like Alecia said, I think they might have edited it down way too much. And I definitely
Maybe.
put edited. Said that too much. I rolled my tongue way too much on that. But
Eat some popcorn every time Kevin says edited.
But it does capture you. It does keep you watching. So that's one thing that I liked about it. It's just not my kind of movie. Personally. It's not something that I'm gonna. Well, I did watch it again, but it's not something that I'm gonna care to watch another time. Like if it happens to come on or something, or somebody wants to watch it and I'm there, I'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But we went. Me and the kids went to the movies for it, and the kids didn't like it either. My daughter was a little confused. And then my son was like, I kind of just knew what was going to happen. I just assumed that it was going to be a witch. And but
it could have been a UFO. It could have been anything, right? It could have been
there could have been a lot of things, yeah. But
at the beginning, for sure, you definitely don't know where it's gonna go. Like, why are they leaving all at the same time?
Yeah,
like, are
the
they
first
being
15
summoned
minutes
by something? Like, yeah,
I do like the mystery of Josh Brolin's character trying to figure out where the kids went, and he's going around talking to the parents and shit if they saw which direction they went. Like, I like that. I wish they would have spent more time on him, like, investigating it himself.
And the mass hysteria of the whole town, like every parent blaming our teacher for it. Yeah, because I can understand why, as a parent having no answers, you would jump to the last person or the person that connects all of them as being your culprit. So I think, you have that, him trying to solve the mystery and being invested, and you have, a little bit of sympathy for her because, let's face it, teachers don't get paid enough as it is. And now you got a whole town after you for something that you have no idea what's going on and you're just as concerned about. I think she also played a really good, like, she did the role well in that she's like a believable person. Like, she's a little messy. She's got, Paul, her ex the cop that gets introduced. We have, elements of her having a little bit of a drinking problem. We have
Right.
she's a person at the end of the day, but you also see that she's a really good teacher and really invested in those kids when you get to meet Alex. So it's like, okay, I'm warped in here a little. Like I'm pulled in. I'm
Well,
curious.
they
bring
did.
up-
I think that's one of the things that I liked most about the movie is how humanized each character was. Because even Josh Brolin's character, forgetting the paint, forgetting to ordering the correct lumber that they needed and stuff like that. Like he's fucking up his job and stuff like that because he's so devastated from losing his
Can't
son.
concentrate. Yeah, it's very good writing.
Yes.
Yeah, the characters
Even
had
though
a
the
lot of
son's
depth.
a bit of an asshole.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, he was.
Sorry, somebody had to say it in this courtroom. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
then,
don't I'm not proud of calling kids an asshole, but if your kid's that much of a bully, you know, you got to do
Yeah.
something about that. I'm just saying. Whipping a pencil at someone's face is how you lose an eye.
They definitely I think they did a really good job at making the humanizing each character. So
I was
even the
surprised-
principal.
I was surprised. Yeah. I was surprised that he had a husband and the whole life and all the hot dogs they ate, because there were a ton of hot dogs in that plate, man.
Yeah,
I
there
don't know if
was.
you guys remember that. But the way they paired each story, so there's a different story that like goes through the whole thing, and then you see the next person and it goes through that whole story. I was confused when it got to the guy who does the drugs, that guy, because you're going through his life and it's like, what the hell? How did we get here? At that point, I was like kind of confused, but it spackled each story beautifully because you get a lot more depth to each character.
But
And then
even
you get
that
to
character
see-
was so believable. Like,
Oh my God.
the mundaneness of his, of him. Like, he's just a one-track mind kind of guy, but it just shows you that everyone is affected by this. Like, I guess
Absolutely.
it's supposed to show you the magnitude of her, of
Her
our
grasp.
witch's power. So
Aunt Gladys, guys. Kevin, what did you think of Aunt Gladys when you first saw her? What were your
Well,
thoughts?
the minute that the dad was like, "Well, your Aunt Gladys is coming," I was like, "That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it right there. That's it. I know it. I know it. I feel it in my bones."
Yes.
But first of all, the actress portrayed that lady so fucking good.
Yes.
I think acting all around, because acting is really what makes the movie. So I think her acting was really well, and once I saw her for real with the wig and everything, I was like, this is what everybody is seeing with the clown makeup.
And if I may interject, that actress's name is Amy Madigan, is who plays Aunt Gladys, and she looks way different than she does in this movie.
Because she's supposed to be dying of something.
Yes.
Have you ever seen
supposed
Uncle
to be
Buck?
dying of some sort of cancer, is my guess, because you get elements of them needing to care for her end of life and hospice. So
yeah,
she plays John Candy's girlfriend in Uncle Buck. So have you ever
I've never
seen that movie? Yeah, she's a great actress, perfect character actress. She did such a good job in this movie. I feel like they could potentially make another prequel about her and how she came into her whole, magic, whatever she does.
I would
witchery.
argue that that's a necessary thing that the
Oh,
directors
yes.
of this movie have to do, because she is so obscure and so disturbing and so, like, I literally wrote, this is when my pen died while I was writing notes for our listeners. I wrote, this fucking woman, and then my pen died, and then nothing like a touch of TB, because she was, throwing out consumption as being an explanation for Alex's parents and her sister and brother-in-law's behavior.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how far back does her story go if
Really?
tuberculosis is what she jumps to for the first thing that could be wrong with them? Like, I know this kid is 7, but that's like, no one's had tuberculosis in hundreds of years, and if they do, it's a super rare case. So
Uh-huh.
I
That's
just
a
was
great
like,
point.
how far back does her story go? Like, how long has she been siphoning energy and healing from people for?
And-
Like, she could have
and
been doing
what-
this forever.
Right.
Right.
And what I would have liked to have seen is how she was getting that. Like I get like she was having some kind of curse on them or spell or whatever, but how was she gaining that
Had something
energy?
to do with that tree that she brought.
Right.
It was
That
a tree.
to me-
bonsai tree.
Yeah, it could be a symbolized version of the tree of life, like that. It could be like a symbol for that because it's shaped the same way, but it's black and like
Yeah.
thorny, so it's like almost like an anti-tree of life.
I got to see the backstory of that
creepy.
tree. I want to know
I need to
where
know
it came
more,
from.
for sure.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And then her talking Alex into taking shit from all the kids. Like
That
I was like,
yeah.
oh, whoa. That's how
So
she
you
got
need
the
something
fucking
like
kids.
in the scene. If you guys remember the scene where she goes to the principal's house,
Yeah.
right? And she gets inside the house.
Plucks his
She
hair.
takes a hair. Yeah, and she gets the branch out and starts wrapping it. I think the scene where she controls the principal and then he proceeds to attack his husband to death was one of the most obscene, crazy scenes I've ever. Listen,
So
I've seen someone smash someone's head in, but with your own head, bro? Come on, man.
It was
So
so
I had a
disturbing.
it was disturbing, but I had a problem with that scene because if the husband's fucking face is caving in, why isn't his?
Well, did you see his
does,
eyes?
His
Well, yeah,
eyes
it
are
They
bulging.
were
does.
bulging
Right.
out.
And then the
they did-
side profile of him running, you see
Is
like
more
a flattened
straight.
forehead, and his hair is like matted and pushed back.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, though.
But-
Like there should have been more damage than
More
just a few
damage.
cuts
But
on
he
his
needed
face.
to be able to see to do the
True.
next scene.
True.
So they couldn't really
Well, it's
fuck
the
him up too much.
prequel scene because you see her being. You see.
Yeah,
Right.
because he just because they're going from Josh's
the teacher
perspective.
getting attacked first. So that's another thing that I liked about the different points of view is you see just this obscurity and this person running out of nowhere and attacking her, but he looks crazed. So
Mhm.
initially you're like, what the fuck happened to him? Like he
Mhm.
was a normal high school
He's covered in
principal
black.
or a elementary school. Yeah, exactly. So you're like, what is that about? And also just I wanted to go back quickly, if I may, Your Honor, to the hair thing because in our teacher's point of view, you see her getting her hair cut in the middle of the night when she's sleeping outside of Alex's house by his mother, but you don't know it's his mother until later. But you just see her come out with a pair of scissors.
Oh my god.
That to me, I wrote. What did I write? No, fuck off is exactly what I wrote. Because it's so, like, because of the way she's walking and the
Mhm.
It was like a
scissors in her
puppet.
hand. It was puppet-like. I'm like, this woman is dead. What is controlling her?
Yeah.
Also, just the build up of her sitting in the car alone, sleeping in the middle of the night, and you hear, like, you see her car shake.
Oh my
and you
god.
hear
Yeah.
the door shut and you're like, fuck off. Like, no.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, thank you. So I'm glad that they, in the next point of view, they introduced what the hair is about because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I thought literally I was like, why does she have scissors? At first, I thought it was a knife in her hand. And I was like, oh no, like, this is about to go terribly. And then she just cut her hair off and walked away. And I was like, I beg your finest pardon. So
I literally thought she was gonna get stabbed to death.
Yeah,
like
me
that's
too.
what I
Yeah, me
thought
too.
was gonna happen.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, she's dead.
But
That
I
was
guess
the only
because-
thing that I couldn't predict was that scene.
it's
because
just so
Julia's-
obscure.
character is so important to the movie. I guess that's why she didn't wrap it around a branch and have her go nutso somewhere, and because she could easily have dispatched her that way. right? But instead, she just keeps the hair for later, so the principal can find her or whatever it is. So
And you know
interesting.
that it's related to
The,
the
and
tree
the
specifically and not
Yeah.
Gladys.
right
Like, I want to know how Gladys ended up with this tree.
with the tree.
Because it's the ritual of it that is what's turning these people into
Interesting. You
quote
wanna
unquote
see
weapons.
more about this, and you gave it a 6, and you gave it a 5, but you would love to see another movie. Fascinating, I must say. Interesting, provocative, even.
Nobody
I
even
think
knows
a
what that
really
means.
good movie can make you. It gets the people going.
Yeah, I was thrilled throughout. I really enjoyed it. I was one confusing part, like I said, was when they started to follow the druggy guy. It was like, what is happening to that? But it, like I said, it pasted everything nicely, and you get a nice squishy feeling at the end. He finds the kids, which that to me was one of the best parts of the movie. He's the one who finds them. Then they're all just standing in the basement in the dark.
Yeah, that's
What
creepy.
the hell?
I was like, what the
That
fuck?
was super creepy, and it also made me think of a TV show that I brought up on Dayvid Don't Know when I was a guest recently for episode 10. The
That's
TV
right.
show Ghosts. One of the groups of ghosts that she can see in her house are like people that died of tuberculosis
Oh.
that are in the basement of the home, and that's like where they died, and they can't leave. They just stand there in the dark. That's what that scene made me
Ooh.
think of. And then I thought it was weird
And,
that
and
she
then
said
she says
that they had
consumption.
tuberculosis. I'm like, what is tuberculosis? Just a basement disease? Like, what is this? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I love that.
But it
I
was
love that
really
chick.
creepy. It was really creepy.
I have a crush on that chick in that show.
Which one?
Oh, the
Oh,
main
Emma
character
Rose?
of Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays an iZombie.
Yes.
Hmm.
I love her too. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. That TV show is great, David. You got to get on it, and our
I
listeners as
guess.
well.
Oh,
Sierra
okay.
bullied me into watching it, and for our listeners, Sierra is the co-host of Twisted and Uncorked. Just
Yes,
a
she
quick
is.
aside.
And
Some
for
people
our
are like,
listeners, I
who's
have
that
no
bitch?
co-host.
No, but you have a new co-host every week with your guests.
That's
there you
true.
go.
This is true.
That's true.
There
You have
we
a
go.
point.
There we go.
You
but
win.
This cast was also just stacked,
Dude,
too.
for real.
And
True.
I think it's interesting, movie judge, that you would say that, you know, we want to see more of this movie, and thus far we've said a lot of positive
Absolutely.
about it, given our
Here comes the
ratings.
negatives. Let's hear it, lady.
Okay, so
Here we go.
one thing that I didn't like about the movie, and this is just a natural part of certain horror movies, is like the brutality and just like the savageness of the way that people die. I brought up The Happening during our trailer watch when they're stabbing themselves in the face.
Yeah.
And in The Happening, there's a scene where a man lays down in front of his lawnmower and just lets it run him over. And
Nice.
certain gore really upsets me. So when he smashed his husband's face
Yeah.
to death with his own face, I thought I was gonna be sick. Like, I legitimately was like, what? I was crying too, because he had no
crying?
control over this, and
Yeah.
he killed his husband. Like, that's so
And they were in
sad.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
and
like the
they're-
way they betrayed
Yeah.
their
I
love.
liked.
They
I
look
I
very
did
happy.
too.
They look very happy together. You muted yourself.
God damn it.
I did accidentally click my button. I'm sorry. Yeah, just like them sitting in front of the TV eating hot dogs, just being adorable as shit.
It was nice.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you like them in such a short time, and then that happens.
Absolutely.
And it's just extra sad.
My favorite part of that entire movie was when he's on the phone in the grocery store and his husband's just like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
cute.
remember
Like,
that.
what bag of chips do you want? Just
and
like
he's like, whatever, I'm
yeah.
gonna throw that one. And he's
They-
just like
I
pointing
will
as
say
he's
that
talking on
the
the phone. He's like, that
characters-
one.
yeah, so believable. Like, just
Yeah.
capturing regular
Very-
life
a
perfectly.
lot of depth to the character, that's for sure.
Yeah, in
Mhm.
such a short time, so you already like them.
Zach Krager is an amazing writer.
Absolutely.
One thing that I will say in terms of the characters, it is when you're introduced to Alex's parents. Initially, I thought his dad, I thought something was off with his dad. The way that he
Oh, okay.
interacted with him in the car, I was like,
Mhm.
ew, like, why do you seem like such a douchebag at first? Like, why are you calling him
Really?
X-Man? And did you date any supermodels today? And my Kevin, did point out that I judged pretty harshly there, but
You
you're on
did.
edge because you don't know what's going on. Why is
Mhm.
this kid the center of it? Like, is something
Right.
bad happening in that household?
Mhm.
So initially I was like, ew, his dad gave me the ick. But then
I
you
didn't
meet
get
his
that.
mom, and then I got the
I
the
thought he was being kind of a cool
element.
dad, to be quite honest. And on my point of view, I
Maybe
thought
trying to be too cool.
maybe
Oh.
he was like maybe the kid.
Some dads are just they love their kids so much they try too hard.
I think he may have been
Are
a
you one
bullied
of those
kid, maybe.
dads, Kevin?
I don't do that stuff. I don't ask my kids if they dated supermodels.
No, because you already know the answer is yes. No, I'm joking. You don't want that. No.
No.
As a father of a teenage daughter, but I understand why she was confused because there are so
Yeah.
many points where I was confused too, which is
Yeah.
why I made the Donnie Darko comment. Like, just what the fuck is going on, for lack of a
Mhm.
better word.
You
So,
know, Brayden
I
didn't
have
like it because he doesn't like horror movies, but
Oh,
Fair.
okay. That makes
Ken-
sense.
Kendall liked it but didn't like. She's like me with the movie. There's a lot to love about it, and there's a lot to not hate but dislike.
Mhm.
And wish that it was done a little differently. But ultimately, yes, it is a good movie, and I think it is worth watching at least once.
I have a question I wanted to ask both of y'all about. I guess it's a possession part. Wouldn't you say that's basically what was going on?
yeah, it's where you understand why the movie has its title.
Right.
Yep.
So
Because they're
here's
being
my
used.
question. The parents. Remember the part towards the end where the little boy goes over the salt line
Mhm.
and they freaking lose it? Or even the
Mhm.
principal going at his husband the way he did. Do you think, because I kind of think this, but I want to hear what your thoughts are. Do you think they were conscious of what they were doing? Do you think they were aware that they were attacking their child or he was killing his husband? Do you think they were seeing this?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Most
do, and I
likely.
think that they had no control over it, which is why it makes sense that even after all of this is over, that they're still so unwell and so disassociated and so disconnected. I think
Trauma.
that would be the only reason that they would still be catatonic, is because they are aware of the horrors that they inflicted on their loved ones. I mean, not necessarily our principal, because we know he gets hit by a car, but
Right.
Yeah.
um
We probably
but
preferred that,
of
I would
course,
think. Yeah.
100%. I wouldn't be able to
Yes.
live with that guilt.
No.
And like
And a smushed
at the
forehead.
end when they say, you know, Alex's parents are still being fed soup, but not by him. Like,
Yeah.
you would never forgive yourself
Yeah.
for losing control and, having put your child in danger. And then it
Right.
also, again, when you go back to Gladys, and Gladys, it makes you wonder, like, how far back does her story go? Is
Mhm.
she even really a part of this family? Like,
I don't think
I'm
she is.
almost
I thought
curious,
that. I
because I'm
thought the
like,
same
she
thing.
already
Same.
looks like a fucking corpse when she gets
Yes.
there. It's like with all the scabs and stuff, like when Alex opens her bedroom door and he sees her just laying staring at her or at him, I openly screamed. I was like, ah! Like, no. Like, fuck. And just like, I guess where it loses points for me is some
Mhm.
parts were laughable and a little cheesy, like the arms. That I had a hard time taking
Oh, the
seriously,
running
the
with
way
the
that they
arms
were
like
running.
this? Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
added an element of humor to it where it took it away from being scary for me for a second. But I
Mhm.
think sometimes that's necessary. Maybe just not what I like in a horror movie. So that's where it lost a Sour Patch Kid for me.
Mm.
That and the abruptness of the ending and just the brutality. But that's just not my kind of movie necessarily. I like those movies. Like, I think that who directed The Happening?
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
He's the one that does the twist. He's
M.
the
Night
king of the
Shyamalan.
twist.
M.
Yeah,
Night
the
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan twist
Oh,
of it
okay.
all. I can
Yeah.
appreciate, but it's hard to watch. It does make you feel ill, but I guess some horror movies just bring that forward with a lot of gore. That's part of what makes it a horror movie in this
Yeah,
case.
Angie didn't like the body horror. Basically, it was a bit much on that.
I had
I
to
thought it was
close my eyes a
fine.
few times, and yeah, but
I
I'm
like
also just
gore.
like
That's
that.
the way,
Yeah.
80s movies. I grew up with 80s horror,
True.
even though I didn't watch any horror movies until I was like
for 80s
5-ish.
horror is fine to me. It's just like the unnecessary of it, like when they were stabbing themselves. I'm like, stop! Like,
Yeah, I was confused why there wasn't any blood.
That's true too, but their blood or something in them is black. What's that blackness?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Right.
Because
Which a
they
second movie would answer.
correct.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Because
maybe.
Paul
Like a
vomits blood
prequel.
onto the crackhead, and
Yes.
m- I keep wanting to call him Mr. Wong because that's his name.
Benedict
But
Wong.
in the
The
movie,
principal.
he vomits on his husband too.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Is that their soul leaving their body?
Or are they already, or is that like what happens when she
Maybe it's
takes
consumption.
control of you? It like starts pumping like different blood through your system because you're not in your own control anymore. I don't
She's
know.
giving him tuberculosis.
Maybe it really is just
And it's
TB.
coming out. Gross.
It is gross.
That was gross.
Though.
I could do without the vomiting. I can really do without that part. That was
So but I get it. It adds a level of disturbed in your body, a visceral reaction where you're like, ugh, which is what makes it creepy and scary. So I understand the need for it, but maybe just not for me. But ultimately, why I gave it the rating that I did is because I thought it ended too quickly. I thought that you had such an apex of lead up, and then what the fuck, and then just like a deep dive of like, okay, you just ended this. And maybe that's why. Maybe they do intend to have a prequel. Maybe they did that on purpose. Who knows?
Yeah,
perhaps.
I gave it. The reason why I gave it the rating that I did was because I was bored. Because I didn't think that I didn't like the slowness of the mystery, if that makes sense. But I liked having the mystery. So like the whole first section of the teacher's story was boring to me. I also don't like Paul, so I kind of hate that guy.
That's
So
the cop, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of glad he died. Spoiler. I mean, obviously, this whole show is a fucking spoiler, but
exactly.
But yeah, like he's like, oh, well, me and Donna aren't together, and she's like,
yeah,
oh, we'll have a
he
drink
was a
with
shitty
me.
character for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, there's shitty people in real life, so
exactly. If you could hate someone, I think they did a great job acting.
Yes,
right?
Yeah,
I really did not like that guy either. I really was like,
you get all walks of life with them. You get, you know, like a teacher, a cop that's kind of a dickbag, robbery, crackhead guy, a dad that's way too invested and probably watches a lot of murder mystery shows, and then this like sweet, quiet kid that's just living like his normal life before it's completely turned upside down.
And the principal.
Who's, he captures the LGBTQ community. He captures, a regular night at home with your loved ones.
People.
Yeah.
Overeater. He was eating 7 hot dogs by himself. He was.
Yeah, that's problematic. I don't think
he was playing that bureaucracy part, where he's trying to keep
the
peacekeeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, Kevin, with the slow build up and then the fast ending being
exactly.
two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
That's my whole point. Is I don't like movies that take so much time to go through it and then it to just be like bam, bam.
Yeah.
So it just, like you said, I think it ended too soon. But regardless, like creatively, it was written well. A lot of the angles and shit were spot on, I think. I don't have any critiques there, but I'm also not a fucking director, so
Not yet.
What did
yeah.
you guys think? What did you think of Aunt? Sorry, David, I'm taking your job.
Go right ahead.
I was gonna say, what did you think of Aunt Gladys? Like, did you think that she was the right amount of creepy? Did you think she was too
Oh
much
shit.
with her hair and her wig and like when she would wave in the woods? I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, get out of here, ma'am.
I thought it was weird that it was that the dad and Aunt Gladys were the ones that came to get talk to the cops and stuff, and it wasn't the mother. But obviously, at that point the parents were already taken over, and then
Right.
the dad's just sitting there like this, not answering questions, and I'm like, the cops weren't like, this guy is fucking weird,
Right.
you know?
But you
I'm
know
sure
he's
they were,
screaming
but they didn't
inside,
care.
and that's why he's still messed up to
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
day, allegedly.
Yeah, that was one of my problems was the fact that he was there in the school, fucking weird, and nothing, nobody was like, hey,
No
man.
questions about it. But that happens all the time in precincts, let's face it.
That happens all the time in any TV show, movie, anything. There's a
Yeah.
level of unbelievability in the way that people interact with certain people or handle certain situations, but that's what
Yeah,
makes it
But right,
the
that's
cinema.
what makes the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
'Cause
I think he's trying to
Kevin points
capture.
out stuff like that in our shows all the time when we're watching like a doctor
Not this
show.
Kevin.
He's like, that
Our
would
Kevin.
never happen. And I'm like, it's a show. It's
Yeah.
this. They
Right.
have to make it a little bit different from real life because otherwise no one would want to watch it.
But I think that does happen
Yeah.
in precincts everywhere. I think there's clues there, and they just don't pay attention because they're too busy working on what angle they think it is, and not looking at what's staring them in the face. But I thought that was one of the pieces of the writing. You're bringing something that's real life, and you're putting it on the movie. Like, all these characters have real depth to them. So I thought Aunt Gladys was the right amount of creepiness. I was freaked out when I saw her for the first time and she presented
When she
herself.
started speaking and like,
Oh.
go upstairs, sweetheart, and wash up. I'm like, you can fuck right off, ma'am. No.
Absolutely.
Every dream she was in, the nightmares she appeared in, holy shit. That went to a whole other level of creepiness, and I loved it. I love that.
I could have
guys,
done without watching her get torn apart. That's
Well,
for sure.
It happens.
But the fact that they're children makes it that much grosser. Like, those kids are fucked up forever.
That's
they
what
ripped the head off of a woman.
Exactly.
Like, they are unwell
Among
now.
other things.
Among other things, exactly.
Oh.
And then they're all just standing there fucking covered in blood.
Wouldn't you? After they were released, they were freaked the fuck out. That's what I think.
Yeah. Can you
Any final
imagine
thoughts,
coming
guys,
to
on
your own
this?
body and seeing that as your first visual? No.
No, sir. And Rebob.
Well, after talking about it, I guess I would give it I would re-rate it with 7 chocolate snow caps.
Well, I like that. Alecia, are you staying firm?
I am staying firm on my rating, Your Honor.
Okay.
My last notes are I have no words. Because
you wrote the words down.
I wrote the
Alecia.
words, I have no words, because
You had words.
it just ended so fast. Like, I'm just like, really? That's how you end it? They're just not okay anymore. I need to know more. So hopefully there is a prequel. But until
that'd be
then,
great.
you brought me way too high to just give me nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree.
would definitely like more of a backstory on Aunt Gladys for sure.
I'm ready for my final verdict. If you guys are ready, I actually share Alicia's view at the very end, because when I initially saw the movie at the end, I thought, that's it. That's how it ends. That's quick. Why? Such a good build up, and then you drop off a cliff and it's over. But then I started to think about it, and this is where it changed. Was the scene at the end where they tear up Aunt Gladys to smithereens. They tore her up, And it started to dawn on me, these kids were conscious of what they were doing. They saw it and they couldn't control themselves. Because if you remember, after she's destroyed and they are released from whatever they are under, they were still staring at it because of the actions they just did under not their control, obviously. And for that, making me think about the movie afterwards is always a big deal to a movie. It tells me that the movie affected me more than I realized. And so for that, I'm giving it the 9.5. And my final verdict is guilty for being the best horror movie of 2025 so far.
I wouldn't give that.
That's what I'm saying.
Not.
And that's it.
No.
That's
Order.
a bold statement.
Order.
It's a bold
Yes.
statement, sir.
That's hearsay.
I really,
Your Honor, I
really enjoy it.
object. I fucking object. I object so
I
hard.
really did enjoy
So hard
the
in the
fact
face.
that I had to think about each character who was under that possession had to live through what and had to see what they did, and they had no ability to stop it. Wow.
Yeah.
Rad.
I
Crazy.
would agree with that, in that a good movie does make you think about it afterwards for a long
Yeah.
For
time.
sure. For sure.
So,
Kevin brought up something earlier.
There was just a heaviness at the end that was hard
True.
to swallow, with the fact that, they're in psych wards essentially now.
Pretty
They're
much.
being cared for because they just can't cope. But it
So I
makes
think the
me wonder
parents
too, if are
definitely,
they ever
but
going to
not the
snap out of
kids.
it? Are they ever going
Yes.
to heal?
Well, it did say some of them have even started talking
Yeah.
True.
again.
Kids are
It is
resilient, right?
open-ended.
Kids are resilient. They do
We'd like
bounce
to
back
think
better
so.
than parents. Yeah.
We like to think so.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Unless
guys.
you're texting your daughter under a different number that's not your number.
Oh shit! What?
Dirty things.
What?
That's kinda
weird. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kevin had me see a documentary on Netflix called Unknown Caller. Alecia.
Oh yes, I've seen
know what
that.
I'm talking
I am
about.
discussing it on an episode of Truly Twisted.
Are you?
That's upcoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Dope.
covered it on Down the Rabbit Hole because I was so blown away. I had to actually put myself in a video and talk about it because it was so
How
nuts.
could you do that to
I
your
don't
own
know.
fucking child?
I can't.
But that's
I don't know.
another world, another episode. This is for us.
Yes.
So that is your final verdict, Judge. I do
Yes.
respect it.
Thank you
And
very
don't.
much.
I disrespect it.
think
I'm
that
gonna hold you in contempt, sir.
are going to eat your words for episode 2, because that is a horror movie franchise that is untouched, in my opinion. Little hint,
So-
hint, nudge, nudge for our listeners.
Stay tuned for the next trailer episode.
Yes,
Yes.
be sure to tune in for that.
Thank you very much for watching. That's the real verdict. We're out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bitches.
I like
All right. So I wanted to after we recorded this, it was literally the next day and I was at work and I got to thinking, you know, I still don't think this movie is fantastic. I still give it the rating that I'm giving it, but the symbology of the symbolism of school shootings is prevalent, and I can't believe we didn't really. I mean, we kind of touched on it sort of, but we didn't discuss the fact that the AK-47 was the in the sky during Josh Brolin's character's dream. Um, so the 217. So there was 18 kids in the classroom, and only one of them was left, and the teacher was left. So 17 missing children, 2 survivors. Now, with gun violence in America, it's a lot of the school shootings, or well, it used to be, a kid was bullied and stuff and becomes a school shooter. So the surviving character is was bullied. So, and he happens to be the only one that's left, So I think this is a very interesting touch on, on school shootings. It seems like these days now it can be anybody that just walks into a school, um, which I'm not gonna get into, all my thoughts on that. I'm just saying, like, this movie, I in a roundabout way, that's what it was about. Now, I will add to that we did before after we recorded this, we did hear that they are planning on making a prequel of, Aunt Gladys's backstory, which we do discuss in this episode. So, um, but yeah. So, when it comes to school shootings and stuff, a lot of parents are left to wonder why did this happen and stuff like that. A lot of the emotions that we see that the parents and the characters throughout this movie really kind of react to it. So, so yeah. I think the moral of the story was gun violence in school. At the end when they tear up Miss Gladys, Aunt Gladys, I'm sorry. Um, and they're kind of snapped out of their trance. And then the narrator is like, some of them have even started talking again. Like, witnessing a school shooting has to be extremely traumatizing, and um, it takes a toll on our youth. It for sure does. Takes a toll on them, the ones that have to live through it, the survivors. Thank God they survived, but at the same time, they saw some things, and I don't think it's fair, but I think that's the underlining story of this story was that. So, um, yeah, it was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie to me, but those are my final thoughts that I thought that I should add, um, since we didn't touch on that. And I don't really know why, but anywho, thank you for checking out this episode. Thank you for checking out the podcast in general. I really appreciate it. So please like, follow, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. That would be extremely dope of you to do. Um, And if you don't, then we might come out and find you. All right, have a good one.